What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another great epic episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. We are talking Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 2.3. No, this is Episode 3, titled Another Rick Up My Sleeve. I don't have a synopsis to read for you at the time, but that's okay. Lamont, I gave you my opinions, of course, of the first two episodes. I thought the beginning of Episode 1 was straight, but thought the ending was like, okay, this is not really going in the direction I want. Didn't really care for episode 2. I thought Tim Meadows' character was super duper weird. Titties, this, this, that. Episode 3, I have a different opinion. But before I tell you mine, man, how'd you feel about this overall? How'd you feel about episode 3?
I liked it. It was very interesting. Um, it's going to end bad because Peacemaker is enjoying being in a different place a little too much while things are going on in his dimension that's going to set him up for a bad ride on the way back and set up his friends and team for a bad ride. I liked the episode. I think this was probably my favorite episode so far, and it picked up. It gave the series a little bit more speed in the way they displayed everything from this episode.
Yeah, I like this episode too. With this ending, it got me emotionally because when he was having the conversation with his brother in their library, he was like, "Man, I just always miss you." He was like, "Man, you don't gotta miss me, man. I'm right here and I'm not going nowhere. You're my brother, and no matter what, I love you and I got your back." And it was a touching, loving moment, man. Now, I have a younger brother as well, and I love him dearly. We get on each other's nerves, and that's normal, but my goodness gracious, I love him. And if anything would have happened to him, I would cry my eyeballs out. So I didn't tear up watching this, but I thought about my brother watching it. And I can only imagine those out there that may be watching this that lost a sibling or something like that. There is another creator on YouTube to where I know that actually I know a couple that they've lost a sibling, and I know that they watch this type of content, and I wonder how that affected them, if at all, while they was watching this, because it also reminds me of Avengers Endgame. Like a lot of people that have lost a mother saw that film, and they were really touched with the scene where Thor goes back and gets to see his mother Frigga when she
Right.
passed away. Like I know people that I lost my mother, so when I saw that, I started crying, and got really, really emotional. So interesting to me, that scene right there. You also said something as well, like this is gonna end bad. Like I know Chris is over like best dimension ever. You get in your
Mhm.
motorcycle, you're getting loved by the public. Everybody like Peacemaker, I love you. You're awesome. You got the little boy, I love you, Peacemaker, I love you. Then he's crying. That was kind of weird to me. Then you look over to your right or your left, you got the woman showing her titties or whatever. Peacemaker, best dimension ever. But this is not gonna end well, bro. You are playing with you already murdered their Peacemaker and chopped up the body. At least
Mhm.
you could have left them somewhere so they can bury it. So you do that, and then you're playing, sending text messages and oh, I want to feel good and I love you. Like, what do you think is gonna happen, man? You're making it worse. You're making it worse. Are we gonna have a fight between universes, Lamont?
Oh, definitely.
A
He
parallel?
he's in there messing up the timeline behavior. He's in there getting comfortable. That version of Amelia Harcourt actually likes him. They was together. And she's really not feeling Rick Flag Jr. because he's a little. I have to censor some of the things I would like to say because I'm on B. Avery's channel, but he's a little
Oh,
puss
no, no,
ball.
no, 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 no. Let me clarify. So our level of I guess profanity or vulgarity will match the show. So if it's
Right,
a
right. Okay,
PG-13
okay.
show or a movie, we'll keep it PG-13. If the content we're covering is super duper R like this, we can match that. They didn't have full blown orgies in this, so we don't got to talk about bukkake scenes or nothing. But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, man, let it rip.
Yeah, he's a puss ball. And at some point in time, he is going to do something that is going to probably tear this fabric because he loves Amelia.
Yeah,
And he can clearly see that Peacemaker is her number one guy. Even though he done cheated on her and all that, he clearly can see that. He was dipping and doing around corners looking foolish as hell. Like, dude, you're not hiding from no one. We see you. You're knocking over paper clips and shit. bro, come on, man.
yeah, man, yeah.
You wasn't inconspicuous about nothing, and all this is going to do is lead to some kind of encapsulation in the timeline. We might even see Rick Flag Sr. jump into the timeline to get the son, try to trap Peacemaker there. It's gonna be a cluster FB Avery. It's
Yeah,
coming.
it's gonna be a cluster F. It is coming. It's interesting too, man. I like Jennifer Holland's acting, man. Amelia
Oh
Harcourt,
yeah.
because she, first of all, she's pretty cold in both universes. Like in the main one, ours, she's like, man, look, we was on the boat, we got drunk, we smashed. That's all it is. Leave it alone. And then in this one, at the very beginning, when she was, getting it on with Rick Flag Jr., he hey, come back to bed. No, I gotta go to work. By the way, she did look mighty fine. So she was cold to
Mhm.
him too. Not to Chris, but I just kind of noticed that. But back to her acting, she is playing two different roles. Like she just kind of seems more sweet and innocent and caring in this second parallel Earth, opposed to the one ours where she's in, getting beat up in bars and beating up people and bloody up faces and calling, I don't know, that social worker a cunt or whatever in his office. Oh no, I like it. It's just something I noticed. I'm like, multiple characters here. So um and also what I like is the conversation between her and Adebayo. Adebayo was
Mhm.
like, man, I looked up to you. And I'm not saying that you don't have your stuff together, and I'm not trying to judge you, but you more effed up than everybody. I love the honesty there, man. I know I just said a lot. You have any thoughts on anything as far as that's concerned?
Adebayo was real. I remember I was telling you, like maybe the first review we did, I feel like Adebayo is the glue that holds the whole team together. She's just keeping it with 100 with everybody, calling out everybody for their flaws. And I agree with Amelia Harcourt's the actress. I agree with what she's doing. The one thing that I did notice is that for some reason she looks um rather grifty in our Earth, but in this other universe, for some reason she just looks a little better in that universe. The hair is different, outfits is different, acting skills is immaculate. And I still believe that the reason why she jumped up out of bed with Rick Flag Jr. is because she don't really care for him like that. He's just a tool.
Oh,
Her heart is really with Peacemaker.
yeah. Captain Pussball is a very accurate description for him. Like,
Mhm.
hey, what are you doing here? Why you want to talk to Hardcore? Leave her alone. She likes me. She doesn't like you. So.
Right.
But at the same time, man, I do respect a woman that speaks her mind and knows how to communicate. Because when she was talking to Chris, she was like, "Look, man, you hurt me. I didn't like it. I don't want you being impulsive, saying you love me now, you want to be with me. Then you change your mind 3 days later. I mean, there's a time and a place for that. I mean, you want to play it cool, but at the same time, I mean, if somebody's trying to confess their love, you have every right to lay everything out on the table. So that was cool right there. What was not cool though is what happened right after that explosion. Bam! Right there in their face and knocked them on their ass. It was the Sons of Liberty. It was funny
Oh,
because Harcourt was like, "Oh, it's those terrorists. It's those sons again." It was like, "Oh, here are these terrorists again." Like that's just normal. They are assholes. They are terrorists. This was a bloody, violent scene. Lamont,
yes.
thoughts, sir? Thoughts.
I'm not going I refuse to call them Sons of Liberty. I am too through with these MAGA folks always wanting to be called Freedom Caucus, America's
Yes.
helper. I'm done with that shit. I'm calling these guys the sons of bitches. Okay.
There you
From
go.
now on this show, they're the sons of bitches, and Peacemaker did what he was supposed to do. Now, I enjoyed the fact that Peacemaker didn't have his helmet, he didn't have nothing. He just scaled that building like a fucking spider monkey, got up in there, and was using all the weapons they had to take them out in some of the most grotesque ways that only James Gunn's head would put on paper and dare put on the screen.
Mm,
Enjoyed every minute of it because they needed it. And I loved how at the very end, the brother came through and destroyed the helicopter, which for some reason I thought that might have been Hawk Girl or Green Lantern. And come to
mhm.
find out, the brother is a superhero too. And then
Yes.
did you see the way Harcourt was hugging Peacemaker after he
Yeah.
saved the day?
Yes.
B.
Yes.
Avery, I'm an expert at receiving hugs. Okay, I've received all kinds of hugs. That hug that she gave him, that's a panty draws hug, my brother. I
And it
know.
draws, yes. Where we at? That's the wrong thing. I can't give my I gotta give my anyway, I done messed up. I was trying to
Dude got buttons for.
yeah, panty draws. I tried, but it wasn't yeah. Anyway, maybe I have my buttons memorized next time and that'll flow much smoother. Somebody that else can flow pretty much smoother, if I can talk, is Arthur. That is not his name. Adrian. Adrian.
Mm.
Adrian. Adrian. Man. He is a character for you. He cares a bit too much. You know, he thinks it's okay to have sex orgies with his friends. You know, he finds out that his buddy's in the bathtub and possibly threw up, so he wants to go check and put his finger in his mouth. Lamont, if you ever do that to me, we are fighting. We're no longer friends. Do not ever put your finger in my mouth. There's no reason for that.
Well, if you're choking B. Avery, you're supposed to do that.
Okay, I know I'm being silly. But no, man. Do you have any thoughts on he's? I think they should tone it back a little bit. But am I being too harsh over here?
Well, I mean, it depends on how they stick the landing with vigilante. What are they going to do with them? Why are we having conversations about vigilantes' intelligence over spiders?
Yeah,
Why are we
and
having
and
yeah,
crows and owls.
yeah, I was gonna say and birds. Yeah, and birds. Dude, you're gonna get the bird flu or something. Why we talking about this with your character? Hopefully they pay it off in the end. He saves the day by going to getting a whole crow's nest and maybe a whole family of tarantulas or something. I don't know, but if they're not gonna pay it off like that, why are we even having these conversations with vigilante?
Maybe him and Tim Meadows' character should team up because he has bird blindness and
Hmm.
Vigilante knows all the birds. Langston Fleury, same thing with him, man. It's like, why are they writing him this way? Because I like him, but he's like, he told me that it was a duck, knowing that Economos didn't say that. I mean, I like stupid, silly stuff, but it just doesn't fit in this series with Tim Meadows' character, Langston Fleury, and his bird blindness. Like, is it funny? Yes, but he's making fun of my disability and didn't say that it was a duck. I don't know. I mean, am I being harsh on him, or is this some of the funniest, characters you've ever seen on television?
What? What? I already
Imagine.
told you last week. I already told you last week, man. This is like I told you one of my great white friends told me this the name for this type of humor that's catered to Anglo-Saxon males is called slapstick humor. Nobody on planet Earth finds it funny but white dudes. And the way they've written this black guy, I can't, it's not funny to me one bit. It's to the point where when he's on the screen, I'm hoping he's not telling a joke.
have you ever drink? Have you ever drank a mustard out of a straw?
No.
No. Is it something that you would consider?
It depends on what I'm drinking the mustard off of.
Okay. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, of course, that was part going back to before the terrorist attack. They had all the extra mustard on the hot dog, and so just
Mhm.
curious about that. But Lamont, the episode ends with Harcourt and Peacemaker Chris texting each other. We already talked about the relationship with the brother, and in our universe, Argus is teaming up to go infiltrate the house where the portal is. And they also have Michael Rooker, Captain Eagle, that's probably going to go after Eagly. I mean, what are your final thoughts, man? What do you think is going to happen next? Let us know, sir. Let us know. Did I leave anything out? Am I cutting this short? Am I tripping, or did we cover
Mm.
everything?
No, and audience, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Me and B. Avery, we are reviewing two shows. We're reviewing Peacemaker and we're reviewing Alien Earth. And I have so much attention being paid to Alien Earth. It's kind of hard for me to focus on Peacemaker. Now I'm here. I'm here. Y'all see my DC. Y'all can't say I'm a Marvel fanboy. My DC is right there, and I'm enjoying Peacemaker. Don't get me wrong. But I watch these shows usually around the same time, and Alien Earth sucks all the life out of me. So I've only got maybe a 10% of my life force left for Peacemaker. And it's entertaining. It's holding up. It's not below a 5. But I don't think that there's really much else to say about this episode other than let's just see where they go with these incursions that are happening with these different dimensions. We know it's not going to end well.
You're right, sir. Well, thank you, Lamont, so much for that. I do appreciate it. And guys, we want to thank you so much for tuning in to our recap review of Peacemaker, episode 3 of season 2. If you're watching this on my channel, please subscribe to Lamont's channel. And if you're watching this on Lamont's channel, please subscribe to my channel. We will both really appreciate it. Links to our channels are in the description box of this video. We will see you here, same time, same place for episode 4 of season 2 of Peacemaker. But until then, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Lamont, and it's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.